Yeah, audio's good? All right. Well, thank you for coming, everyone, today. As Minister for Child Protection, I'm really thrilled to be here at WA Museum, Bullabardip, alongside a foster care family here behind me. We've got Louise, Rick and their two lovely girls with us to announce the latest incentive to support children and young people in our foster care system. Today we're announcing that more than 3,300 foster care families will have access to enjoy a free day at the museum here, the Maritime Museum and the Perth Zoo. Thanks to the Cook Labor government, this is another way that we are trying to support foster families in Western Australia. This latest incentive of the Cook Labor government could save families up to $300 for a day out. These free passes are being offered as part of Foster Carers and Families Week, which is being run from the 28th of July until Sunday the 3rd of August. Foster and family carers like Louise and Rick here play a vital role in supporting some of the most vulnerable children in our state. These free passes are just one way that the Cook Labor government is helping to support these families and giving them a little bit of joy and fun coming to some of WA's best attractions. I've seen firsthand how rewarding it can be to be a foster family, and we just want to give back to these families and support them in any way we can. I grew up in a foster family with 4 siblings over the years, and I've just heard the amazing story of this family who have supported over 100 children through their house. The Cook government is encouraging more families to think about fostering. We'll be starting a foster care recruitment campaign during Foster and Family Carers Week, and it's really targeted at demystifying or myth-busting some of the misconceptions around what it means to be a foster family. Fostering doesn't mean that you have to be somebody who takes somebody long-term. You can do relief foster, emergency foster and respite foster as well. As part of our Foster and Family Carer Week, we're launching the Become a Foster Carer, Make a Difference to a Child's Life campaign for a 3rd year to shine a light on the rewarding foster family and care opportunities that are available in WA. Excuse me. Foster carers and families give so much to support children and young people in care, and these free passes are just one way that we are looking to give back. I'm going to hand over now to Nevaeh, who's going to talk to us a little bit about what it's like to be a foster sibling. Nevaeh and I have bonded a little bit about being foster sisters, so I'm going to hand over to Nevaeh now to talk to you. Don't forget to say your name as well.
Nevaeh Pekin, Nevaeh. I've grown up being a foster sibling. I've always experienced kids coming in and out of the house, and it's such a rewarding experience to have. Seeing kids as young as newborns to older teenagers and being able to help them thrive in the environment and help ease that transitional process in that incredibly hard time that it can be for them, and be able to bond with children and be able to really be a sense of support for those who may be struggling in this time, and that can really be able to be helpful for them. It's very important to us, and it's an incredibly important thing to do in general.
Nevaeh, how old are you?
I'm 16.
And can I ask you, because you talked about how important it is to bond and things like that, does a trip to the zoo or a trip to the museum sort of help the bonding with new siblings?
These kind of trips and these outings are helpful for families bonding in general, so it's incredibly helpful to be able to feel that sense of family by going out on these types of trips and be able to go on these family outings as a whole. It is a rewarding experience.
And it sounds like you've been through it a fair few times. What's the feeling meeting a new sibling for the first time? Is there some nerves, excitement? What's it like? I
think it's a nervous feeling in the same sense, but it's just a feeling of wanting to help. You know that these kids have come through hard times, and it's you see it, and it's, for me, it's normal. It's being able to feel the sense of be that sense of support and be able to support kids that are going through times, and being just our family really just wants to be that safe family for them in that time.
Thanks, Nevaeh. Louise?
Oh, thanks. My name is Louise. I think it's really actually important to note here that fostering isn't about the 100 children that you take into your home, it's about the one. And for every family that says yes to one, it's someone else that is safe. It's a child that feels loved, loved by both their biological family and a place where they found safety in a really, as Nevaeh said, a really tough time of their lives. And it's not about the superhero-ness of what foster parents are doing, but if we all did something, there would be less pain in our world, and that's, I think, the important message I'd like to share.
I mean, obviously, you know, kids, whether they're, biological foster kids, it's not about the money ever, but are there extra costs associated with fostering, and therefore, does it get a bit harder to afford those little extras like the zoo and the museum?
Absolutely. So foster families don't make any, you're not in it for a profit at all. You're actually generally in it for a loss. Our family ourselves, we have extended our house and put on, a $200,000 extension to be able to care for the children in our home. It's larger cars, it's birthday parties and Christmas parties and presents and things like that don't get supported through the subsidy. So yes, an opportunity to be able to go to the museum, to the zoo, to take those family outings, particularly as a large family. I dare say $300 probably isn't enough to cover the cost of entry for my family with 11 of us. So it is really important to have these little opportunities for connection, for care, to provide an experience for our children and whoever might be in the home in that weekend. It might not be just those who are neutrally or normally in the house. There's always extras coming in and out too. So those experiences mean a lot.
When you say 11, is it 11 total or 11 kids?
This week we have 9 children and the 2 parents. So
and, the extra expenses you mentioned, I mean, obviously it's worth it though?
100% worth it. I think it's always worth it to care for somebody else. So having an opportunity to care for a child, whether it be for a weekend, whether it be for a lifetime, provides a sense of hope for our whole community, which is what we need in all times, but particularly for a child. So yes, 100% worth it. Doesn't mean it's not hard, doesn't mean there's times that you don't want to give up, and I'm very grateful for the foster families throughout WA that continue to say yes when it is really hard and challenging, and working with children with some really significant pain-based behaviours and a system that can be flawed and hard to navigate. So it's always worth it, though, to care for a child.
Have there been, and without giving away anything that'd be confidential, but is there a memory that sticks in your mind of a kid who came to you and perhaps had an experience like this for the first time, and like what it meant to them? Yeah,
I can think of a young lady who came to our home when just for a respite. So respite is short-term break, short break just for a weekend. And she was a little older than what we had normally experienced, and we took her into the city, took her for a visit around UWA, took her for an open day to a location, and even after she left our home years later, got into contact with me through social media, the lovely world of social media, seeking some support in how to navigate her way back to school, because she knew that she had seen what a future could be, and those opportunities that are around her that weren't necessarily open to her before, and is today a wonderful young mum caring for her own children. And that's not something that I can take any responsibility for, but I hope that providing some little pieces of what a future could look like can be a part of her story.
Always excuse my ignorance on the whole process, but are you a typical family having supported 100 children? I balk at that number, but is that typically what plenty of foster parents do, or is that, where do you kind of sit in that spectrum?
Look, I think I always talk about foster care as being a place where you're either building a family or you're being a family. So those who choose to build their family may only take 1 or 2 children into their home, and those are children that may more likely be long-term in care. And there is nothing that is a noble and a wonderful thing to do for those children and for those families. And I think it's better that you know what you're able to do than try to do something that you're not ready for. And then there's other families that are like ours that are being a family. So we know of many wonderful families that have cared for 100, 150, you know, some of the carers that have been out there have been doing this for 30 years. So they've seen a lot of young minds go through their homes. So it's just important to know what you're able to do and to stick to it.
What is your message to those thinking about becoming foster carers?
You need to ask some hard questions, and you need to be willing to put yourself into some situations that can feel uncomfortable. But as parents, we do that every day. And I think coming alongside another family who is struggling within their own parenting capacity for whatever reason, and there's plenty of intersectionalities around why children come into care, but being willing to see the child that's in front of you and provide the safety that they need, it's I would urge our community to say yes to that, because we're at a crisis point and we need more carers. We need families not to have 11 children and people in their homes, because that's, you know, hard for everybody then. So I would really love to see families who are happy to be with children, single people, married people, older people, retired people, young people. There's a role for everyone to play in foster care, whether that is saying yes to a child forever, saying yes to a child for a short break period, or coming alongside a foster family and being some form of support for them.
Just one more for me. I'm just imagining how chaotic is your morning routine. I mean, I struggle to make 2 school lunches. How do you know, are you making 9 school lunches?
No, I'm building children with independence. So I have 3 teenagers, a pre-teen. We run in thirds in our house, so we have 3 teens, 3 primary school children, and 3 in daycare. So the 3 in daycare is, we've got a lovely daycare that do us all their meals for us, which is wonderful. And then it's really just the primary school children that I'm making those lunches for. But our routine is chaotic. You know, this morning, even just getting out the door to get here, one of our young people struggles sensory-wise, and so putting on pants that happen to be in the wash, can mean that the whole morning is tripped up. And so those little things create extra obstacles, and a lot of families are going through these types of challenges, but you multiply that